Good morning, students. This is chapter number 9, Morphology of Flowering Plants. Now, chapter number 8 is deleted. Whole chapter is deleted in this academic session 2020-2021. So, this is the chapter number 9. Now, next slide. Now, morphology of flowering plants. The flowering plants which is come under the angiosperms. These are the flowering plants. Now, what are the parts of these flowering plants? These are the six important parts: root, stem, leaf, flower, fruit, and seed. Now, in that first part is a root, which is also called as a root system. It consists of a primary root and secondary root. Next one is Next one is a shoot system. Now, shoot system consists of stem, leaf, flower, fruits, and seeds. Again, there is a successive points are there where the leaves are coming out, which is called as node, and the space between these successive nodes, which is called as internode. Now, next part is a leaf. Then green color stem is there. After that, flowers, and last one is a fruit and seeds. This is the parts of flowering plants. Next slide. Now, classification of plants. Now, there is a three types of plants: annual, biennial, and perennial. In that annual, complete their life cycle in 1 year or one growing season or few weeks to a few months. Example: mustard, corn, wheat, rice, lettuce, peas, watermelon, beans, zinnia, and marigold. This type of plants require a complete 1 year to complete the life cycle, and therefore it is called as annual, or 1 week or few weeks are required. Then in this period their whole life cycle is completed, and such type of plant called as a annual plants. Then biennials, they complete their life cycle in 2 years, and vegetative, storing food in the first year and flowering and fruiting in a second year. Example: radish, turnip, carrot, onion, and cabbage. It requires 2 years to complete their life cycle, therefore, it is called as biennial plants. After that, perennials, it survives for several years. Generally, the top portion of the plant dies back each winter and regrows the following spring from the same root system. Example: mango, guava, and banana. These are the classification of plants. Now, next important part is a inflorescence. Now, what is meant by inflorescence? A natural group or cluster of flowers produced on a special reproductive axis, which is called as peduncle, of plant is called as an inflorescence, which is a bunch of flowers. Number of flowers are coming in a one shoot system or one peduncle, which is called as an inflorescence. When produced singly, it is called as a solitary. Solitary means single. When flowers are coming singly, and such type of flower called as solitary flower, and when produced in a group, and that group is called as inflorescence. Flowers are arranged in a definite pattern on a special reproductive branch axis, and which is a peduncle. Now, what are the significance? What is the importance of this inflorescence? Now, first, it makes flowers more conspicuous and attractive because these flowers are small in size. Therefore, it required to bunch so it can easily detected by the insect and birds for the pollination. Therefore, it is more effective attracting the pollinating agents like the insects or birds or bees. And many flowers can be pollinated in a single visit of an agent. And in an inflorescence, flowers open successively and not simultaneously. One by one, they are going to open. Then this improves chance of pollination as flowering was longer period. Then different genera of same family often produce flowers in a particular pattern specific to that family. Therefore, it is one of the criteria for identification and classification of the flowering plant. It is very important. Next one is a there is mainly two types of inflorescence, racemose and cymose. In that first type of inflorescence is racemose inflorescence. In that growth is indefinite because younger bud at the apex at the top and older bud or older flower at the base. So it is a indefinite growth, and because its peduncle shows continued growth for the indefinite period, and this is possible because the peduncle has an active terminal bud. Now the axis never terminate into a flower. The younger ones never terminate into the flower, and the apical buds of the peduncle is never converted into the terminal flower. Flowers are arranged in a acropetal succession, means older flower are the base and the younger ones at the apex. Younger flowers at the top and older at the base. Therefore, it is called as a acropetal succession. Next one is a, and the order of opening of flowers is a always centripetal, because that is flowers which are peripheral or lower in the inflorescence are older and mature, which is open earlier, and while the flowers which are at the center or the near the apex are younger and mature later, and it is called as a centripetal position of these flowers. Examples are Gulmohar and Cecilpinia. In Marathi, we can call as a Shankasur. This is the first type of inflorescence, racemose inflorescence. Next type is a cymose inflorescence. The cymose inflorescence, it is also called as a definite inflorescence because it has a limited growth, because the apical bud of the peduncle is converted into the flower. The top of the bud, it is firstly open and it is developed into the flower, and their growth is stopped. And below the apical bud, one or more lateral branches may be developed on the main peduncle, and these branches terminate into the flower. And this arrangement of flowers, it is called as a basipetal succession, oldest at the apex and younger at the base. And the order of opening of flower is a centrifugal. Central means terminal. Center flower is open earlier as compared to the lateral one, and this is the cymose type of influences. Example jasmine, mogra, and clerodendron. These are the cymose type of influences. Now next important part of this flowering plant is the flowers. Now what are the main parts of this flowering plant or flowers? What are the floral holes? Holes means parts. What type of floral parts are there? There is a two types, non-essential and essential. Non-essential, which is a calyx and corolla. Essential is androecium and gynoecium. Non-essential, calyx, corolla. Essential, androecium and gynoecium. Now this is the parts of flower. You can see in a diagram. There is a receptacle. After that, green color, which is called as sepal, and bright color, which is a petals. And after that, these are six in number, which is a uh, anthers, which we can also call as stamens. It is made up of two parts, anther and filament. Then the pistil, which is the gynoecium. Stamen is a androecium. Now this pistil is made up of three parts: style, stigma, and ovary. Style, stigma, and ovary. Now this style consists of pollen tube, and at the center of this there is ovules are present. And this is flower is highly condensed and a modified reproductive shoot. The part from where flower arises, which is called as a bracts. Flowers has short or long flower stalk, which is called as a pedicel, and such type of flower called as pedicellate flowers. The upper part of pedicel is swollen, spherical shaped or conical, which is called as a thalamus receptacle. You can see in a blue colored, sky blue colored, which is the receptacle. Next one, this is another diagram. it is showing the male part and female part. Androecium is a male part, male reproductive organ, and gynoecium is a female reproductive organ. Now this pistil, it is also called as pistil, carpella, or gynoecium. It is made up of three parts: style, stigma, and ovary. While stamen, which is the androecium, made up of two parts: anther and filament. Corolla, which is a whole of petals. Completely, this is the pink color. You can see it is called as corolla, and single part, which is called as a petals. And calyx, which is green in color and made up of sepals. It is called as a sepals. And the stalk of flower, which is called as a pedicel or peduncle. Now flower is again different types. First one is a complete flower, when calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium are present, which is called as a complete flower. An incomplete flower with one of the four pole is missing. One of the whole or one of the part of flower is missing, therefore it is called as incomplete flower. Now next one is a bisexual flower, means both the sexes are female gynoecium and male androecium present in the same flower, and such type flower called as a bisexual flower. Next one is a unisexual flower. Androecium or gynoecium, any one of them are present in the flower, therefore called as a unisexual flower. Next one is a monoecious plant, when both male and female flowers are present on the same plant. When both male and female flowers are present on the same plant, is called as a monoecious. Example is the Ricinius, Zea, Cocos. Next one is a dioecious plant, when male and female flowers are present on the separate plant. Male flower is on one plant and female flower on the other plant. And examples are mulberry and papaya. This is the bisexual flower is a datura, and unisexual flower is a papaya. Male and female flowers are different in case of papaya, and bisexual datura contain both the sexes, gynoecium and androecium. Next one is a polygynous plant, when unisexual male or female, bisexual and neuter flowers are present on the same plant. Example mango, polygonum. Means all type of flowers are present in a single plant, male, female, as well as bisexual, and such plant called as polygamous plant. After that, monocarpic plant, the plant which produce flowers, fruits only once in life. Example pea, mustard, bamboo, and agave. This is the monocarpic plant. After that, their life is stopped. Then polycarpic plant, the plants which produce flowers and fruits many times in life. Example pear and mango. In each year we are eating a mango in each April and May season. Therefore it is called as a polycarpic plant. Next slide. Now flowers with respect to the symmetry. Now there is a three types of symmetry in case of flower. First one is a flower actinomorphic, zygomorphic, and asymmetrical. First one is the actinomorphic. A flower is said when it can be divided into two equal halves along any of the radii passing through the center. When we cut flower in any radius, then you will get a two equal parts, and which is called as actinomorphic flower. Next one is a flower zygomorphic when divided into two equal halves only along one radius passing through the center. Then that time you will get a two equal parts. Therefore it is called as a zygomorphic flower. And next one is a asymmetric, when it cannot be divided into two equal halves from any plane, therefore it is called as a asymmetric flower. This is the three types: actinomorphic, zygomorphic, and asymmetrical. Now next part, insertion of floral holes. We already seen these are different types of holes. Pedicel is there, thalamus is there, then calyx, corolla, androecium, gynoecium, ovary. The whole arrangement of these floral holes in the in this flower, and it is called as a floral holes. and it is again divided into three types where it is present in the flower: hypogynous, perigynous, and epigynous. Hypo means above. Hypo means above. The thalamus is conical in shape. Ovary has a superior position, floral holes below the ovary, and ovary at the top. Therefore, it is called as a superior ovary. And all floral holes, calyx, corolla, androecium, are attached below the ovary. Therefore, ovary is the superior. And the rest of the floral holes are inserted below the gynoecium. Example is the brinjal, mustard, and China rose. This is the first, hypogynous. Second one is the perigynous. The thalamus, cup or saucer shape. It is deep inside a cup or saucer shaped is the cavity. Over has half superior and half inferior position of ovary is present. You can see in a diagram B and C. There is a two positions, half superior and half inferior, and maybe it is completely half deep into the cavity, and the rest of the floral holes are inserted around the gynoecium. It is surrounded by the gynoecium. Example is rose, pea, and bean. Next one is a epigynous. Thalamus grows upward, enclosing the ovary completely. Ovary has the thalamus grows upward, enclosing ovary completely. Next one is the epigynous. This is the thalamus grows upward, enclosing the ovary completely. And ovary has inferior position. The rest of the floral holes are inserted above the gynoecium. All floral holes are above the ovary, and it is called as epigynous. Examples are sunflower and guava. Next, these are the parts of the flower. First one is the calyx. Calyx, you can see in this photograph, calyx, which is always green in color. Then small green color portion which is called as a sepals. After that, green color calyx. Then bright pink color which is the corolla. Now first part is the calyx, which is the outermost hole of the flower, which is called as calyx, and each member of this hole is called as sepals. Another name of the calyx is it's also called as a sepals. When all the sepals are free from each other, then it is called as polysepalous. Poly means free. This condition called as a polysepalous. Example is the mustard and radish. When the flowers, calyx or sepals are free or separated, therefore called as a polysepalous. When the sepals are fused to each other, then it is called as gamo. Gamo means united. Gamosepalous. Example is the cotton and datura. Next one is the corolla. The second whole of flower, it is called as corolla, and each member of it is called as petals. And when all the petals are free, then it is called as poly. Poly means free. Polypetalous. While the petals are fused, then it is called as gamopetalous. Remember these words. Poly means free. Gamo means united. Example is a brinjal. This is the calyx and corolla. Calyx also called as sepals, and corolla it is also called as petals. Next one is this is the calyx, outermost hole of the flower, and which is the individual member of the calyx is outermost hole of the flower, and individual member of the whole of green and are called as a sepals. It is called as don't confuse calyx. It is also called as a sepals, and it is mostly green in color. Now this sepals when free, already we have discussed free, which is a polysepalous. Example is a brassica, and when it is fused, which is a gamosepalous. Example is a China rose or jaswandi. Then sepals, it is uh, caducous, deciduous, and persistent. These are the example. Then argenomore, mustard, and brinjal. Function is the protection of flower in the bud condition. Then it is a green color, therefore it is helps in a photosynthesis. Petaloid sepals attract insect for the pollination. And hairy calyx helps in the dispersal of the food. This is the first part, calyx. Next one is a corolla. This is the second part or second whole of the larger in size and inner to the calyx. Then individual member of the whole are called as a petals. Single part of corolla which is called as a petals, which are colored and scented. Then petals, it is free, fuse free, therefore it is called as polypetalous, fused called as a gamopetalous. Now polypetalous example is a rose and gamopetalous is the datura. What is the function? Attraction. Because of the bright color, it attracts birds and insects for the pollination. Then a tubular gamopetalous corolla can store nectar for the attraction, and because of this nectar, different types of insect they can easily visit and which causes the pollination. Next part function is the protection of the inner essential holes, which is androecium and gynoecium. These are the functions of corolla. Next one is a perianth. When calyx and corolla are similar individual, when calyx and corolla, we cannot differentiate between the calyx and corolla, they are fused and similar, and this individual member of the whole are called as a tepals. In you can see in this photograph, this is the petals, which is corolla, calyx, and both are united, and there is a formation of perianth. Now these tepals, when tree polyphylous, fused, gamophilous. When tepals green, which is because it acts as a sepal, therefore sepaloid. When tepals are colored, then it is called as a petaloid because petals are colored. Now what is the function? Both as calyx and corolla, it acts as a calyx as well as corolla. It protects the essential holes in a bud condition, and a sepaloid perianth perform the photosynthesis because it is green in color. A petaloid perianth attracts insect for pollination. Next, aestivation. What is meant by aestivation? This is the mode of arrangement of sepals and petals in a flower with respective to the members of the same whole. This is the arrangement of the sepals and petals, calyx and corolla arrangement, and it is called as a aestivation. In that first type of aestivation is a velvet aestivation. You can see in this photographs the margins of sepals or petals remain in close contact or lie close to each other but do not overlap, and which is called as a velvet type of aestivation. Example is the datura. You can see this this is the arrangement or margins of these the petals or sepals. They are not close to each, remain close in contact to each other but they don't overlap, therefore it is called as a velvet type of aestivation. Now second one is a twisted aestivation. One margin is inward and overlapped. One margin is inward and overlapped. Other margin is outward and overlaps margin of the adjacent one, and which is called as twisted, which is one above the other. One is outside, 1.8 inside, and this type of arrangement called as twisted aestivation. Example is a China rose. Next one is a imbricate. In that one sepal or petal is overlapped at both the margins, or one sepal or petal overlaps at both the margins. So you can see in this diagram, one of the sepals or petal margin is totally inside and one is a totally outside, and rest of the sepal petals are likely like a twisted variety, like the one above the other. And example is a Bohunia. This is a imbricate type of aestivation. You can see this black color diagram, so you can easily understand this imbricate aestivation. Next one is a waxillary. Corolla is butterfly shaped and has 5 petals. You can count this black color photographs: 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. There is a 4 type. 5 petals are there. Outermost is the largest one, which is called as standard or vexillum, two lateral, which is called as wings, and two smaller, nearly fused, which is boat shaped, which is called as a kill or carina. Example is a P. This is a vexillary type of aestivation. Now these are the aestivation we already seen: valvate, tistate, imbricate, and waxillary. Next part is a androecium, which is the male reproductive part, which is called as a androecium, made up of stamens, also called as a microsporophyle. Now stamens, when free, it is called as polyandrous, and when it is fused, which is called as a cohesion. Now this stamen is made up of two parts: the long slender wire-like branch, which is called as a filament. Then above this filament, there is a one outgrowth is there, which is called as a anther. Now this filament or stalk of stamen with anther at its tip, its filament fuse anther are free. It is called as a adelphi. When filament is fused and anthers are free, which is called as adelphi. It is again three types: monoadelphous, diadelphous, and polyadelphous. When monoadelphous means there is a single hibiscus, one anther is present on the one filament, which is monoadelphous hibiscus. Then diadelphous, when two anthers are present, which is example is a P, and poly means number of anthers are present on the filament, which is called as a citrus. If anthers are fused and filaments remain free, the condition called as a syngeny. Now next part is the anther, upper swollen fertile part of the stamen. One lobe is a monothecous, channarose, and two lobes, which is a diathecous. Each lobe having two chambers, which is called as a locules, and called pollen sacs, microsporangia, in which pollen grains or microscopes are produced. This is the example: monoadelphous. This is the single, all anthers are attached to the one part tube, which is called as a monoadelphous. Diadelphous means this anther is attached to the two filaments. Polyadelphous means this anthers are attached to the many filaments, which is called as a polyadelphous. This is the next one is a female part, which is called as a gynoecium, which is also called as pistil. This is the female reproductive part, which is called as a carpel, called as a megasporophyle. Now this, it is again called as a carpels, monocarpellary, single carpel is there. Example is a P. Bicarpellary means there is a two carpels, gynoeciums are there. Datura. Tricarpellary, which is a cucurbita, tri means three, and pentacarpellary means hibiscus. There is a three carpels are there. Now, when carpels are fused, which is called as syncarpels. When carpels are free, which is called as a apocarpels. This is the three. You can see this green color diagram, which is the three carpel are there, which is a tricarpellary. Example is a cucurbita. Now, this is the gynoecium, which is a pistil made up of style, stigma, and ovary. Next, this is the carpel. Now this carpel, it is made up of three parts: stigma, style, ovary. At this in that one side there is a diagram is there. It is showing the stigma at the top. This is a long tube-like structure, which is a style. In that there is a pollen tube, and below there is a swallowing part, which is called as a ovary. Ovary contain the ovules. Now the stigma, which is the terminal part of the carpel, which is rough, sticky, site of pollination, it receives pollen grains for the pollination. Below that there is a long tubular structure, which is a style, which is narrow, elongated, thread-like structure connecting the stigma with the ovary. It connects the stigma with the ovary. And last part, which is the ovary, basal swollen part having the chamber called as a locules, and each locule contain the ovules. Then when single locule is there, which is called as a unilocular ovary, P. Example, bilocular These are 2 locules are there. Mustard. Tri means 3. Asparagus. Tetra means 4. Ocimum. And pentalocular, which example is a China rose. Penta means 5. And each locule contain ovules on a fertile tissue called as a placenta. And after the maturation, it ovules become a fruit, and after the fruit contain the seeds. Now next one is a placentation. What is meant by placentation? The arrangement of ovules in a ovary, and this arrangement called as a placentation. In that there is a 5 types of placentation. First one is a marginal placentation, when ovules are born at the fused margins of the unilocular ovary. Example is a P. Now you can see the first diagram, which is a A. In that P pod is there. This is the one P pod, which is nothing but the single locule, unilocule, and at the one side or the one margin, there is a number of ovules are present, and which is called as a marginal placentation. It is ovules are arranged at the one margin of the pod. Next one is the axial placentation. Ovules are produced on a central axis of the multilocular ovary. Example is a China rose. There is a 5 locules in China rose. Diagram is in that there is a 3 only, but in China, in case of China rose, there is a 5 locules are there, and in that each locule there is a 2 ovules are present, and it is called as a axial placentation because they are attached to the center of that ovary. Next one is a parietal. Ovules are born on the inner wall of the unilocular ovary of multicarpillary syncarpous gynoecium. Example is a cucumber. When you will cut the cucumber, then see the where is the seeds are present, and these seeds are nothing but the ovules. This is the parietal because they are attached to the wall of the unilocular. There is a single locule is there, and these ovules are attached to the inner wall, and it is called as a parietal placentation. Next one is the free central. Ovules are born on central axis. Septa are absent. There is a no dividation. Only single locule is present, and they are attached to the central axis, and there is no locules, or there is no dividation, or septa absent. An example is a primrose. And last, which is the this is the free central, and last, which is the basal placentation. Single ovule is born at the base of unilocular ovary. Example is a sunflower. There is a one locule and one ovule is present, and such type of placentation called as basal placentation. Next one is a floral formula and floral diagram. There is a single family is there for this academic year, which is a family Solanaceae, and this is a plant which is a brinjal, tomato, all are come under this family, which is a family Solanaceae. Now, floral formula and floral diagram. Now, family Solanaceae. These plants mostly herbs, shrubs, and rarely small trees. Now, stem. It is herbaceous, rarely woody, aerial, erect, cylindrical, branched, solid or a hollow, hairy or glabrous. Underground stem, example is a potato. Potato also come under this family. Then leaves, they are alternate, simple, rarely bipinnately compound. Exstipulate, venation is a reticulate. Now this is the floral characters. Inflorescence is a solitary, axillary or cymose type of inflorescence is present. Then flowers are bisexual. Now you can see this in rectangle. There is some symbols are there. First one is a round, one arrow is there and plus sign is there, and this sign indicate the flower is a bisexual. Bisexual means male as well as female flower present in a same plant. That is flower in a same flower. Therefore, this is the bisexual flower. Actinomorphic. Then calyx. Calyx is denoted by the capital K. Sepals are 5 number. So 5 number is there and it is united. Therefore, bracket is there. Persistent and velvet estivation. Then corolla. It is denoted by the this indicated by, or shown by the capital C. Petals, which is again 5, so we have written a 5 number. it is united fuse, so we have put it in a bracket. Then velvet aestivation. After that, androecium, capital A is there. The stamens are 5 number, therefore 5 is there. It is a free, therefore there is a no bracket. Epipetalous. And gynoecium is a capital G. Bicarpellary, there is a 2 carpels are there, so it is 2. It is syncarpus and it is fused, so it is put it in a bracket. Ovary is a superior, therefore there is a underline or line below the gynoecium G, which is the ovary superior. Bilocular, placenta swollen with the many ovules. Fruits are berry or capsule. Seeds are many and endospermous. This is about the floral formula, and this is the some economic importance. Many plants belonging to this family are source of food. For examples are tomato, brinjal, potato, spice like the chili, then medicine like the belladonna, then fumigatory tobacco, and ornamental petunia. This is about the this family Solanaceae. This is the portion which is important, and other portion is deleted from this chapter. So this is our chapter number 9, morphology of flowering plants. Thank you.